I have a few pieces that I'm going to share tonight. One section is a collection of essays that I wrote while I traveled up to Standing Rock in North Dakota. I won't be reading them as a face of this movement, because this movement's an indigenous movement, more as an observer and an ally in solidarity. Just kind of expressing the beautiful things I found up there. Just because, I don't know, we through the media and through our current sources of information, it's kind of hard to get a real picture of what's actually happening in North Dakota, or what even the movement is about, or who even is really, I don't know, who's up there, who's active up there, stuff like that. And then the collection I'll read from is called Travel by Haikus, volumes 1 through 5, Still Tripping Across the States. And it's a collection of haikus that I feel like one thing in Standing Rock that was very certain is that it's a prayer. It's a space of prayer. Everyone who's going up there is going in prayer. Everyone who's working there is in prayer. Everyone who's fighting there is in prayer. So I feel like haikus are a nice little way, or at least a way that I found to. For me, it's more meditation, but I feel like they're kind of interchangeable sometimes. So they're a nice little guide to kind of take the mind places, take the reader places, take the audience places, get them on the road, get them looking at the stars and looking at the moon and kind of imagining mountains and climbing trees and stuff like that. But I'm going to read from a collection of essays first, which is all stuff that I wrote while I was up in Standing Rock. This first piece that I'm going to read is called Fighting for the Bloodline. Ever since I traveled to Ireland in July, I haven't stopped thinking about my bloodline. It was maybe a couple weeks after I got back to the States when the bulldozers started rolling through sacred sites, including burial mounds, cairns, and other human-made formations in North Dakota. The pain this gave me is indescribable. I had just been to a tiny island of country filled with similar cairns and ring forts and burial mounds and druid rock circles, preserved for thousands of years, some since 5000 BC, initially out of fear and then out of reverence for a people's past. Some of these were registered as World Heritage Sites with UNESCO, but most of these sites were in people's backyards or on a farming family's land, and no one touched them for that entire period. Not with a tractor, not with a shovel. None of the stones were displaced or removed in all this time. Yes, the Irish are a superstitious lot. If any one of them had come and removed a stone, they would have had a penance to pay with the fairies that would have struck them down. But this fear eventually translated into a sort of respect. In a few days, I'll be finally traveling to North Dakota to pay my respects to a people that have been so disrespected in the last 500 or so years since the European invasion of 1492. I consider these folks family in so many different ways. I'm not a First Nation person, but I relate more to the roots of this continent and the roots of my own tribal heritage than anything that has come since then in the way of thought. Western society is cruel and sadistic. I've always found a separate peace in the earth and the moon, the sacred mother and her luminous sister, the way the trees grow tall and the wind brings simple wisdom. It is 2016, and it is about time the people of this current nation make a stand. No to industrialization. No to petty jobs for petty wages. No to digging up death to stunt the growth of cleaner and safer technologies. No to genocide. On Monday, I will leave the Tiwa land to go support the Dakota land. I'll find folks from all over the world there. Together we will be rising up. But really, we will be supporting each other to get there. We will be friends, allies, friendly. Our hearts, which are all made of the same earth, will guide us. On the surface, we will be defending the earth against sadistic tyrants who seek to ruin us all for profit. In a much more radical way, we will be ending the centuries-long war against a people that were here since the dawn of time. We'll be defending their culture, their heritage against invasion, so that they can again walk upon this land and teach us all how to celebrate this existence. We will be fighting for the bloodline. Theirs, ours, the Earth's, everyone's. In the end, this old new way, this dying way, will have to listen.